Them Damn Mexicans presents TDM Talk.
What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in to another edition of TDM Talk. I'm your host, David, of Them Damn Mexicans. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And thank you for the continued support. Shout out to the viewers out in the UK and Canada as well that tap in and watch us, and even the 1% in India. I salute you guys. Today we have two very special guests. We have a guest co-host and a very special guest. We have guest co-host Miss Minnie Blunt.
Hello, Miss Minnie Blunt.
And we have the queen herself, Powda.
Thank you.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm wearing. Look,
He's wearing his Powda shirt.
I'm in full support.
Thank you.
I just got to get. I need the hat now.
I need to give you the hat. I will give you the hat.
I'll buy it. You just tell me.
Next time I see you, you're getting a hat.
Okay. As a matter of fact, we need to talk about the next thing.
Okay.
That we can work on. But again, thank you for doing this. It's been again a long time where we've been going back and forth.
Tag teamed.
Man,
you're it.
Yeah, it was.
Do it.
It was either scheduling or issues with like the studio I was at.
Yes.
Where I'm no longer at. So shout out to J-Vaz for opening his home to us wherever he may be at.
Yes, thank you, J-Vaz.
Yeah, man. I hope he's watching. And
shout out to J-Vaz. We love you.
I respect and
please
love
don't
you,
leave us.
We need you. We need you. Shout out to Trump Burgers.
Right? Sponsored by Trump Burgers.
A Trump Burger sponsoring Them Damn Mexican show. Wow. Yeah, never thought I'd see the day, but man.
Stop it.
So the reason we're laughing because prior to us going on camera, going live or whatever, we were having a conversation. So, you weren't here. You wasn't there, so you don't get to know what happened.
You had to be there.
Just know that you had to be there to see that. Man, thank you for finally that we both can kind of get, because we almost had to rescue J-Vaz. We were going to go on a rescue mission. I told you, I'm down. Let's go.
This poor guy flooded in his home. Couldn't even leave his home.
He's lying because he was swimming out there. I saw him.
He turned it into a pool.
So how you doing?
I am great.
Yeah.
I am wonderful. I'm on cloud 9 right now. I don't want to date the show necessarily, but I did just release a single last night. 1 in a Million remix.
Yeah, well, fuck it, we'll get into it then.
Sorry. Because that's why I'm feeling so great. I am so happy with this release.
I loved it.
Thank you.
I saw it and I heard. I was like, wait a minute, a remix. I'm thinking from the original. I'm not thinking like a different
genre.
So how did that come about?
It was so random. This guy, shout out to DJ Solos.
Yeah.
DJ Solos, his real name is Carlos. He just hit me up and I don't even know. I'm going to have to ask him, how did he even get my email? He emails me and he's like, hey, Powda, just wanted to let you know I did this EDM remix for 1 in a Million. You want to check it out? I'm like, absolutely, send it to me. He sends it to me and I was just like, this shit is jamming.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say I don't like that music because it's cool, but I'm not like
I was about to say, be careful because that crowd will be like, oh, well, we want that song back. Take off. Don't do it no more.
I'm not that kind. Like, that's not really my first type of music that I would listen to, but I loved it.
No.
I loved it. And so I hit him back and I was like, what would you think about putting it out? He's like, oh, yeah, absolutely. So I was like, let's do it, man.
One thing that I did want to tell you is that I'm loving the love that you're getting. I mean, it's so many people that just, I see the comments. I see I try to be first, I'm like, I think I'm, trying to be super fan over here, but I'm like, well, but I see the love that's being shown on the YouTube, on the TikTok, social media, all the platforms. And I think it's great because not only do you deserve it as for as long as you've been in the game. And I was gonna jump into something else that I was gonna bring up later, but
sorry.
No, it's fine. Fuck it, we're gonna bounce around all over the place. Like we started with what just happened, Yeah. And again, even the cover, if I'm not mistaken, I think my boy did that. Hardcore.
Yes.
He's off the chain.
He's done every cover for me since I started back in the business, and he has never failed me, not once.
Actually, I think that came about because when. We can talk about that in a minute. Mr. Never Die, shout out to Never Die. He reached out to me and asked me for I think he asked who did my artwork or something like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is my guy Hardcore. And I think that he knew him. And then, because I remember he did, what did he do?
Yeah, that's who.
What was the
hooked me up
first
with
thing
him.
he did? What was the first thing he did for you?
Bang Bang,
Okay.
the Bang Bang cover.
Okay. Yeah. And then I remember after that, it was just, he did the everything else
He's
after
done
that.
everything else after that because
Yeah.
I love the way he works. I don't really have to tell him much. I don't even give him necessarily a concept. I shoot him the song. So he always gets first preview. I shoot him the song and I tell him like, hey, I need a cover for this. And he listens to it and he kind of comes up with it on his own.
Yeah.
And just goes like, oh man, he takes it to where I could have never even imagined. And he's fast too.
That's kind of the thing that we have as well. I just like, look, I need a flyer for this. And then he just
Does it.
I don't ever tell him, give him matter of fact, the logo, the TDM Talk logo, he did that.
What?
Yeah, he
and
did
it's
that.
amazing.
Yeah, thank you. And just he does all our flyers for the talk show. He's done so many things for me. I mean, so now he's pretty much like our in-house graphic designer. You know, he's just
Did he do the Step Brothers cover?
Yes.
Oh, I died.
I
When you
wondered
said
if
that to
on
me.
that
I was
part could we put that
oh my
picture
God,
up
was
on that.
hilarious.
I'm wondering if on this part during the editing we could put the pictures so
Yes,
people could see
do
it.
the overlay, put it on
Yeah.
there because that shit was hilarious. So he did that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hardcore. Thank you for that.
It was originally it was actually J Vaz's idea, but it was something else. It was
Good idea.
What was it, compadres? It was something called compadres, and it had like the two guys like standing like back to back,
Yeah.
and he was all like, "Well, I can do it, but I would need y'all would have to take a picture like that."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Okay." I'm like, he goes, "What about Step Brothers?" I said, "Bro, that would be genius."
Yes.
He says, "I got you," and then he sent it to me. I think I was half asleep. I woke up. I started laughing immediately.
Right? It was hilarious.
Before I dropped it, I actually sent it to you. You were like one of the first people to see it, you know, and you were just laughing so much. I was like, "That's cool. I like
Yes.
that." But we're, you know, it's to promote the hype, you know, which is our new show,
Yes.
the Hype HTX. Make sure y'all follow us, you know. Look,
Yes.
I'm promoting on that. Hopefully we get to have you as a guest one day, you know.
absolutely.
Come chop it up with maybe come up with some topics, you know, or maybe you can submit some topics to us that we can discuss
Yes.
when you come, and then
I want to be the first.
yeah.
But back to what you were saying, because I know I took you off topic.
Yeah, no, that's
but
fine.
Back what you were saying, I feel absolutely like overwhelmingly blessed for the response that I've gotten since I came back. I did not expect it. I had absolutely no expectation coming back in. You know, I have started from zero. I was not on social media for all of these years.
Oh, I know. I looked.
I know.
was like,
Jay Vaz told me he looked too. He's like,
I was like, what happened to Powda?
right? And then that was the major question because I never liked social media in the beginning. I didn't
Yeah.
like it from the start. You know, the only reason I ever even started a MySpace
Yeah.
back in those days because someone started a fake MySpace of me. And so
Oh,
I was like,
wow.
okay, I have to do this so that there's not fake people out there. But I never liked social media. I still don't like it. So I'm starting from zero here, you know, with hardly any followers, like just coming back into the game. So the amount of love that I've gotten has been overwhelmingly like just it's been a blessing. And I thank God for it. And it must have been meant to be. That's all I can think. That's all I can chalk it up to. It must have been meant to be. It is some kind of like divine intervention here because it's just been crazy.
I honestly believe that it was meant to be because when things happen organically like that,
Yes.
like there's no other explanation. There's no it's not a coincidence that it happened that way.
Right.
It's it was by design, I think.
Yes.
Because I think one of the biggest things was the question I asked was where's Powda? What happened to Powda? And like all the videos I would see was all stuff from like 11, 12 years ago. You know, just pretty much a lot of old content. I was like, damn, there's nothing updated. I couldn't find you on christianmingle.com or, you know.
No Tinder. She wasn't on nothing.
She ain't on none of these sites,
Nothing.
bro. I looked on all of them.
Because I didn't like social media at all, period. I come from an era where you keep your business private. You keep your business to yourself. You
Yeah.
don't put your shit out there like that. You know, and even with my kids, like I don't like putting my kids on social media. None of it. Like I just don't do it.
So I think people's first interaction with you is the salty water connection.
Yes.
At least for me it was, and I think for most it was the same thing.
Yeah.
And then of course the Dopehouse and but then there was that disconnect between that. So you want to talk about what happened with that?
with Dopehouse.
No, with just in general, like after that, like the absence.
Oh, the apps. Okay, so yeah, so when the reason for the absence was really SPM's incarceration.
Okay.
That's what started it because I was with Dopehouse and everything was going great at first.
Yeah.
And I recorded a whole album there, and I talked about this the last time on the JVaz show.
Yeah.
And since then, update, I have heard some of those missing tracks.
Wow.
Yeah, so they are there, and I will be releasing them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's so the I recorded an entire album at Dopehouse and was just waiting for it to come out. And then, they got to a point to where they just couldn't afford to keep me on. They couldn't afford to put anybody's album out because they were trying to get SPM out. And those appeals and all of that stuff does cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they pretty much just said either you could stick around and see what happens or, we'll let you out of the contract because we realize, we don't have the money to put you out. So when they did that, I was at a point to where I had nothing. I had nothing. Like I was starting from the bottom. I had no, as Dopehouse gave me a car, they gave me a cell phone. That's how much I was dependent on them. And I was like, okay, I got to do something with myself. I have no skills. I dropped out of high school because I thought I was going to be a star. I was on the radio, so I was like, I don't need high school. I don't need college. I don't need none of that. I had no education, no experience, no job work experience, nothing. But I got a homie hookup. I got a homie hookup to work at a medical facility with a person that actually, this lady that owned this business, she knew who I was.
Oh, wow.
She had been to a Powder show.
Yeah.
And she was like, I know who you are. And she was like, but, if you're serious about this, I will give you a chance. And I was like, I'm serious about making money. Like, I'm
Yeah.
ready to get on life.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get on real life. And I got straight up a 9-to-5.
Man.
And people were shocked because this business actually did really well. And we had commercials on TV and everything. And people would see the commercials and call up to the business.
Yeah.
And be like, is that Powda? Does Powda work there?
Yeah.
And it was crazy. It was hard for a while,
Man.
dealing with that. But it was exactly what needed to happen. It was exactly, God has a plan, and it was exactly what needed to happen. It taught me so much. It took me through so much. And then it gave me the life that I wanted. I was in this business. I was in the rap game because I was like, man, I want the cars and the house and the life, the traveling, all of that. Man, getting out of the game is what gave me all that.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like I got out the game and I got the cars and the house and the life and the traveling and everything.
I'm glad you.
But straight up, that getting a 9-to-5 gave me that consistency. It gave me that constant, guaranteed paycheck. And then I just took it and I ran with it. And I got myself all the way to a corporate level.
Man, that's so dope. That's such a dope story because I think, it's crazy that we're talking about this and we bring up God in the conversation because, and I don't care if people know this. We've done 4 interviews today. Look, right? So,
Tired.
and I think in each interview, the subject of God has come up. And it's not a coincidence because none of you guys really knew each other.
Right.
I know Spick was talking about that, he met you before. Or I don't know if he met or I don't know, at least reached out or whatever. But it's not like y'all got together and said, hey, make sure you talk about God.
Right.
No, it's not that.
No.
So I think that's so big in everything that we do because especially if you're a believer in God. Now, whether you are or you're not, that's not really the case. But where I'm talking to us that do actually believe in that,
Yes.
the divine intervention, the strategic planning behind it. Like sometimes you get rent. It's like with gold, you got to put it through the fire before it comes out.
Yes.
So sometimes we got to go through that. And not sometimes, really every time, we got to go through it to get to where we're at now. So that's why I say it's so dope to see the love and attention that you're getting now. Because I remember what it was like seeing you on TV back then, you know? And I was like, damn, I again, I'm a huge fan of hip hop. Like I love just rap, hip hop, but especially seeing Latinos doing it.
Yes.
And especially from our area, although I know it was, it's still our area, anything.
Galveston is.
Yeah. They like our sister or something, brother. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But I think that was dope seeing that, like, oh man, they from here. We claim it's like with Mexican OT, like, he's Bay City, but
Right, we claiming him too.
Yeah, we claiming him too. He with us, bro. He with us.
Yeah, right.
So like I said, I want to give you your flowers in that aspect because to see that is so dope. Because a lot of times people are forgotten. Someone from back then,
Been.
yeah,
Could have been.
someone from back then could come out again now, and then it's like, "Man, who was that? Like, I don't know. But now that you're, and if I'm not mistaken, what brought you back was Never Die
Yes.
reaching
Shout
out.
out to Never Die. Yes.
And no, go ahead.
Yeah, he did. He reached out to me. I had gotten from SLM the Legend Award.
Okay.
They presented me with the Legend Award in December of 22.
Okay.
And that's kind of like what I guess got my name back out there. Like people, so I even started posting things on social media because of that. Cause I was like, man, I really want people to come and see me get this award.
Yeah.
And I was doing a show the same night too. So I was like, I really would like for people to come out. So then I started getting back into social media, posting, trying to get people to come to this show and see me get this award. And Never Die saw it and he was like, hit me up. He was like, would you do a feature? I'm like, you know what? That might be fun. Let's do it. It was just kind of like a crazy, sure, why not?
Yeah. Spur of the moment.
Yeah, spur of the moment. I was like, you know what? Fine. Like, yeah, that sounds like fun. Let's do it. Because at this point, I'm also like a bored housewife.
Yeah. Like, give me something to do.
Right.
Go drop a hot 16 real quick.
Right. Because I mean, at this point, I had 2 kids. I'm a work at home mom, but I don't work like a schedule. I kind of just work when I need to. So I was bored. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So yeah, shout out to Never Die. He's the reason I'm back.
I remember seeing the post from Never Die, like, oh, the queen is coming, the queen. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I was low key just like, how come I didn't get to jump on that? Like, damn. Nah, but shout out to Never Die, man. He's a good dude, man. And he so I think one of the I'm trying to remember. I remember going to his listening party for the album he dropped. Was it? I don't know if it was last year or the year before that, but
last year.
And we were all in the same area, listening to the the music and whatnot. And so you were a part. So I saw the interview redrop, the one you did with J Vaz. It re-aired live.
Yes.
And I saw the update where that you were no longer with New Wave Click.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
Sure. And like I said on the comments, I have absolutely nothing but love and respect for New Wave Click. We have no beef. There's no beef there. Yeah. It just it kind of like naturally we all started kind of going our separate ways. When things were really starting to pop off for me, after I released like my first and second singles.
Yeah.
Never Die was going through some really hard things in his personal life.
Yeah.
Which I won't talk about because that's not my story to say. But he was going through some things in his personal life, and it kind of took us apart, and I winded up having to do a lot on my own when all of that stuff was really popping off. So I just figured I'm just going to continue to do it on my own. New Wave, everybody thinks when, I was part of New Wave Click, New Wave was my management team.
Okay.
And it kind of, I think the way that we put it out there kind of made it seem like I was like signed, I guess.
Or
yeah.
You
know what I mean? I wasn't signed to New Wave.
I think that was the it
was a misconception.
Yeah.
People thought that I was like signing up with New Wave. No, they were becoming my management team. So Never Die was part of the New Wave Click and he became my manager. So then it was like New Wave Click was managing Powda. But I was still very much, funding myself.
Yeah.
Angelic Records was funding Powda, and still is. So that's kind of, I think there was a little misconception there. And I started to kind of see that Angelic Records wasn't really being represented the way that I wanted it to, because I was putting so many thousands and thousands of dollars into this comeback.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be represented. So when we kind of naturally started to grow apart because he was going through the personal things, and I was trying to do a lot, it kind of just made sense to just part ways, but we're still cool.
I'm glad that it did happen that way, because a lot of times, I mean, really, the majority of the time, it usually ends messy. It usually ends in some drama.
No,
that's why
I've had enough of that in my life.
Yeah,
in my career.
That's where people tend to break apart, is because there's something happened, drama. So I'm glad that there's because I'm sure people would love to see or
Yeah.
hear, oh no, man, fuck Never Die. You know what I'm saying? You know,
no, no.
something like that. But it's like, nah, it's just all love. You know,
It's
and
all love. And me and Never Die actually have a song together that's going to eventually come out as one of my singles. It's the title track to my album, The Queen Is Back. It's the Queen Is Back track. So he's on that. And I had to put him on it because he was the reason I started saying The Queen Is Back.
I was about to say, I was like, well, he was campaigning the
Yes,
Queen
the
is
Queen
back.
is
Everything
back.
was the Queen is. If
Yes.
you were in the post, it was the Queen is back, and I was like, yeah, that's dope, and that's kind of I ran with it. Hell, I'm saying that, that's why the
Yeah.
intro was like the.
Everybody ran with it.
Yeah.
Everybody ran with it. So I definitely had to put him on that track.
But I think it's deserving.
Well, thank
The
you.
title of that, because I that's how. So shout out to Latinx Hip Hop, right? He's having the Latinx Hip Hop Awards, and they had a category for OG of the Year, and I saw that you were nominated in that, and I was like, that's dope. Like I really think that as far as OGs go, like you definitely, and then especially working with New Wave Click and working with the people you worked with, it's like, okay, you're not just sticking to the old heads, so to speak. You are working with the youth or with the newer with the newer generation.
Absolutely.
Excuse me.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to me, I feel like I came in, I saw who was hot, and I saw who I liked that was hot, and I got them all on the album. So I have like all of the
Wait, I'm not on the album. No, I'm playing.
You can be.
But I'm not a rapper.
But you know what I mean? Like Animes, I Am Lopez, G Love, Never Die. Like all the people that were doing it at the time, I made sure I wanted to get all those people on the album too.
Okay. So before we dive into the album, I know we've been kind of jumping around, but we started off hot with the single, the Salty Water story.
Yes.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, where do we start? Where do we start with that story?
I guess, for time purposes, what happened with why did you leave or
why did I leave? Okay. Yeah. So, Pancho Villa was the CEO of Salty Water Records.
Okay.
And also a member of Lifestyle. We had a personal relationship that was not a good relationship. It was very toxic. And it was toxic and abusive, and we broke up. And when we broke up, it was such an ugly breakup that I just could not see myself going back to that. It was too hard. It was just too hard. And I was really young at the time. So because we broke up, I wanted to leave.
Yeah.
He wanted me to still, I don't even think he wanted me to stay at the point. I don't really know what he wanted. It was kind of back and forth. It was like, well, you still under contract, but don't come around me.
Yeah.
So what do I do? You're just going to keep me in limbo. I'm just going to be stuck. No, Dopehouse immediately wanted to pick me up. So why would I not go to the next best thing? That felt like family too. Dopehouse is family to me. So, that was the whole reason. The breakup was the reason behind me leaving. And I really regret that because I wish that I had been a lot more mature and known what we had at the time, because I would have probably stuck it out.
Mm. Do you feel that like what you went through with Salty Water and even Dopehouse has made you like where you're at now? Now you kind of like think back like, okay, now I know what to do or how to handle certain situations.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And especially why now I'm like all about my business.
Yeah.
Because back then I had no business sense. I had no clue what a royalty was. I had no clue what ASCAP, BMI, none of it. Like I knew nothing. And they kept me in the dark about it because they didn't want to give me any of those benefits, no royalties and shit. So now I'm all about my business. I'm like, I make sure all my shit's right.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yes.
What did the corporate world show you or teach you that you apply in this?
Professionalism.
Yeah.
Professionalism it taught me, number one, it humbled me. To have to get up and go to a 9 to 5 and have a boss and shit like that, it humbled me. So that was a really huge thing. And now I have people tell me like, oh my gosh, you're so humble. It humbled me big time. And then also professionalism, that was a major thing. And paperwork, I did so much paperwork and I wrote policies and things like that. So it taught me about professionalism, which this game is like lacking.
Big time, yeah.
No one is professional. Everybody's just, hood. And that's why the game is what it is now. It's a fucking mess.
Yeah.
We need more professionals that are actually out that are looking out for the benefit of the person, of the artist.
That's one thing that we, at least I preach to our team is professionalism, man.
Yes.
Present even what you post on social media.
Yes.
Can make a difference, because we talk about how sometimes people air out their dirty laundry.
Oh,
And it's like, hey, if they know you're affiliated with this brand
Yeah.
and you're doing that, that's a reflection of me
Yes.
and my brand, and that's not how I operate. And I would get it's my page. I get that.
Then don't
but
affiliate yourself with me.
exactly. And that's why they're no longer around.
Right.
So it's just one of those instances where like we're trying to teach the younger generation to level up in that aspect, professionalism, everything, in your craft as well, even from the artwork to the way your song and music is mixed and mastered,
Yes.
engineered, recorded, the way you present yourself when you go perform.
Yes.
A lot of those things is so important to me. There's a young lady, I don't know if you know if she's still doing music anymore, but Alex Marie, she'd show up to perform and she was dressed, like a superstar.
Yeah.
And I was like, look, that's how you should be dressing, maybe
Right?
not the same exact outfit, of course, but don't just come looking like you woke up out of bed and you
Right.
get on stage and, you're performing in your socks and your PJs. Like,
Right.
like be professional with what you do. That's something we're trying every day to improve on is the professionalism.
And never give it up. Never give it up. Keep trying. Because on the other side of the spectrum, you can tell somebody to fuck off
Yeah.
professionally.
Yeah.
And they can't even be mad at you for it because you said it so professionally that they can't even be upset.
No. And they'll know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, like I
I need
guess
to learn that.
I guess I should.
Per my last email.
Right?
Learn that.
Exactly. Like you can professionally tell somebody fuck you in a manner, you know what I mean, that they can't even be mad at.
For those that want to know, Powda will be teaching a class on how to.
I was just gonna say,
Hey.
master class, please.
Right? A nice nasty. I'm gonna do a nice nasty email class to show y'all how to do this shit. Because I can tell somebody to fuck off real quick.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I shouldn't be cussing out.
No, you're good. Look, I've done it myself, and like you said, the funny part about that is how they get mad because they really can't do nothing about it, but they know exactly what you mean by what you say.
Yes.
That takes some experience in doing so.
practice.
Yeah, in practice,
Yes. And I was, I did a lot of hiring, firing, write-ups, disciplining at the workplace and stuff like that. So yeah, I have a lot of experience in how to address people, with a negative thing and still make it an amicable experience.
With some of the people that were around at one point with me, and if we parted somewhat amicably, it was because I was able to have a conversation with them and explain why my decision to part ways with that person,
Yes.
so to speak. And then the rest, it was more or less just drama more than anything. And they just and going back to the God thing, I was like, man, God places and removes people in your life for a reason.
Yes.
So when they got removed, I'm thinking, man, this is my squad. This is who I'm rolling with. And it's like, damn, where they at now? And so I just thank God that happens because, putting certain people in your life, it makes a difference. I got Miss Minnie Blunt around, and with the funny story with her, we met because of a law firm that she worked at. Yeah. They were sponsoring Embrace the Culture.
Works at a law firm. Anna works at a law firm too. Wow.
Yeah, and so she was there, and the boss was walking me around, and I think they were having lunch, and he was like, "There goes Minnie Blunt." And I was like,
I was just minding my business, eating my lunch.
Yeah, she was midway, like with a fork, like eating whatever. She's like,
pasta.
eating her pasta. And he's like, and I was like, wait, did you say Minnie? I was like, oh, my bad. I thought you said Minnie Blunt. He goes, no, I did. I was like, oh, okay, this is what we doing. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So because he told me she did music, so that's kind of what we. And I was like, well, look, come to Embrace the Culture. I was like, I'll put you on stage, and like let you open up or something.
Yeah.
True story.
And I mean, she didn't come, but but we built that connect, Paul.
I know. Hey, whoever brought the breakfast tacos that Saturday morning.
Oh, she was sick. You got sick. I don't know. But I mean, like I said, things happen for a reason. Like
Yeah.
the just
Yeah,
us
I don't
meeting,
work at that law firm anymore.
and now she's no longer there. And then it was
Wow.
crazy. I asked them
Yeah.
to sponsor the toy drive, and they ghosted me. Never wrote back, nothing. I'm like,
wow.
but they sponsored Embrace the Culture, which I thought was weird. I thought you'd want to sponsor the kids. I think that would be,
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm kind of getting off topic there. Well, it was kind of like the God placing people in your life,
Yeah.
Um, I want to talk about the toy drive.
It was
thank you
awesome.
for coming out, and you
Yes.
came out, did your thing, and we sent the kids to the moonwalk while you performed the Nasty Girl, and all the adult theme songs.
I know. I was like, wow, this is a kid's show. What was I thinking?
I remember you stopped and you said they were like, well, there's kids there. I said, well, I looked around and they were all at the moonwalk. I said, well, they're at the moonwalk, so we're good. Go ahead, girl.
Yeah, I
Go
was
ahead.
apologizing. I was like, I'm sorry about the kids, y'all.
Right
Man.
before that, it was the leche in the galleta song.
Oh yeah, Catra and Cat Ramos and them did that. Dame tu galleta, yo tengo la leche, dame tu galleta, and I was like, these poor kids gonna grow up ratchet if they ain't already ratchet. Oh man. But again, that was our second annual toy drive. So again,
That was
I wanna
very good.
Thank
Yeah,
you
very good.
for that. And I mean, what was your thoughts? And
Oh my gosh, that was such an amazing experience. Like, I've never been a part of anything like that. So that was a first for me. So thank you for having me. I was excited. I brought a bunch of toys.
Yeah,
to
thank you,
donate,
thank you.
And I was like all about it. And then to see all the kids get those bikes and the scooters, like just to see
They
their little
loved it.
face. Yes,
Yeah.
they loved it. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is what it's all about. Like, thank God. And I do thank God. When I got back in the business, I wanted it to be for something, not just for my own personal gain, but I wanted it to be like, let me do something. Let me have some kind of positive influence or something, so that I was so glad to be able to be a part of something positive like that.
Well,
It was amazing.
we'd love to have you back again this year. I'm already
Yes.
trying to get her to commit. Like, well,
Let me lock you down for next year.
besides, this year it'll be December 15th. No, I already spoke to Spindle Tap.
Yes.
They want to have us back. Embrace the Culture was such a success. This year will be the 5-year anniversary
Nice.
of that. And then the toy drive, we're doing our 3rd annual toy drive there. So, I mean, you're more than welcome to come out to anything that I have a part of. Anything
Yes.
that I have, you're more than welcome. If you want on that, hey, you're more than welcome to. It'd be an honor. And I said that on stage at the toy drive. I was like, on the cool, I was like, I was really, is it fanboying or fangirling? I was really like fangirling up there. Like I'm sitting there jamming. Like, look, I know these songs word for, even though it's a female song, but I'm sitting there jamming. I was like, yo, I'm tripping. I'm on stage too. I said, they probably looking at me like, look at him. He
I love it though.
That's
I
my
love
ringtone.
it. I love it.
Nah, but it was a surreal moment
It
because, like I
was.
said, and I don't want to say not even growing up because I'm old as fuck, but remember going through that era and seeing you everywhere. Really, I mean, you were like being a star, or whatever. It was like to us, at least I could speak for myself. I'm sure Jave has as well, but to us, you were a star. You are a star. You even back then, it was like, nah, you were killing it.
Thank
Every
you.
song you was on, it was like, man, she is dope. And that's why it was like the what happened to her thing.
Yeah.
And then, now we're coming full circle and you're back out and you're thriving and
I'm
as
just so grateful people are accepting it, and loving it. Like, thank God, because I didn't know what was going to happen coming back in. But, the 1 in a Million remix that I released last night on YouTube, the video got 2,000 views in less than 24 hours.
damn.
Yeah, it's already up to, I don't know. Last time I checked, it was like almost 2,200, but overnight.
Look, she's showing off. I'm like,
No, hey,
I got 33 views on all my.
Stop
Nah, I'm
it.
kidding.
But to me, like, and coming from zero, like,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
No.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah.
With no paid promotion, just organically happening. This is just crazy.
That's one of the things that we also preach is just organic. Like,
Yes.
man, we're not buying fake followers. We're not
Yeah, I
buying
don't
the
want
streams.
that.
I don't either.
You see me, I got less than 7,000 followers. Like, I am not trying to buy my,
Like-
I want to see.
It's like 3,000 more than mine, but I mean,
But you know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking.
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
my peers, some of my peers have
Oh, yeah.
like an
No.
insane amount.
The anticipation of you actually now full steam ahead.
Yeah.
Like you're, and I mean, from I'm ill to bang bang to was my favorite la la la. Like I look, I'm exposing myself. I sing this. I sing the fucking song, and I don't care. Like I don't care if you motherfuckers like it or not. That is my favorite song.
That's my favorite too, because Crystal Poppin' is my favorite.
Man, shout out to KP.
Shout out to KP.
My bad. I don't want to say it too loud because somebody might.
We all love you, KP.
Somebody might get mad. So
Unicorn
I'm being.
unicorn emoji.
I love her so much.
Yeah,
I love her so much.
Thank you for introducing me, and all we did was an introduction, so I don't want to get beat up over here.
Right, it was just an introduction and a picture. That's it. But
one of the things that I thought was so dope was like, because I was wearing the TDM shirt, and she was like, "Oh, I've seen that online," and I just. So when you talk about seeing all the views and how proud you are and how happy, I get that way when people tell me that. Like people that don't know me and seeing like, oh, I've seen that before. That just lets me know that the branding and the just the promotion behind it is working. And again, organic, man.
Yes.
I'd rather have it real than to have to pay for something that's not.
Absolutely. I don't want bots. I don't want that shit, man.
Yeah,
I get
posted
it.
on Texas Vibes, like bro,
I get why
about
people
comments.
do it because there's something that's like I think, what do they call it, the Michael effect or something like that. But there's like something that when you get a lot of views, it makes people want to look at it. So that's why people are doing it, and I get that. But yeah, I want to see what I'm really getting.
Yeah,
I want to see what the real love is out there.
For sure. The album, when.
The album, you know what? Last time I came on the JVAS show, I had a different perspective of what I was gonna do. But now seeing how this has been going, releasing singles, I feel like I just want to do all singles.
Yeah.
Why release an album? I mean, I am gonna release the album at the end, and I think there'll probably be like maybe 3 songs that I don't release as a single. But literally every song is single worthy.
Yeah.
And I plan on doing a video for every song. So I think I'm going to drag it out until the summer of next year with singles.
Dope. I think that's dope, honestly, because like everything you've been dropping is just like, damn, she's just hit after hit. Like,
Thank you.
Why stop?
Why? Right?
That's at least that's my perspective. I mean, I do come from the old school where it's like, you drop 2 singles or whatever, or drop the 1 single, drop the album, and then a follow-up single.
Yeah, no.
But
it's not like that anymore.
When you got the momentum and with streaming service, you can drop when the hell you want.
Right.
Shit, and if it's hitting, shit, why not? Why not keep dropping?
Right.
But when you do drop, if you do drop the album, what's the title? Oh, well,
the Queen is back.
The Queen is back.
Yeah, the Queen is back. So I would say I have at least another good, like, strong 4 singles to go. Like, strong 4 singles. And so that'll probably get me into the summertime. And then I think I have a song actually called Summertime Heat that I want to release in the summer with Tommy G on it.
Okay. Shout out to Tommy G.
So I think that'll probably be when I actually release the album, is when I finally get to that single, and then it'll be the album release, and there'll be like maybe 3 songs that weren't released as a single.
Okay. Well, and I heard you say something about about dropping possibly in the summertime. So I was thinking the summer, the single, like a hot girl anthem. Like what is the Megan Thee Stallion? What's the song that she had?
The Hot Girl Summer?
Yeah, the Hot Girl Summer.
Yeah. Well, it's not. The song is not like that.
She's like, yeah.
It's called Summertime Heat, and the video is gonna be dope. So it's gonna be great.
Let me be in the video. I just want to
peek. Hey, we're gonna film it on my boat. So
the boat we're gonna pick up Jay Bass in.
We're gonna be on the boat, so you can come on the boat with us.
Yeah, oh, man, I would love to. I gotta start working out then, so I can take my shirt off. I'm gonna just.
Hey, you and me both.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go home right now and start doing push. I'm lying because we about to go to the cook-off in Humble.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna link up with Cuban Diva out there. So.
Oh my girl, shout out Cuban Diva.
Shout out Cuban Diva. Speaking of Cuban Diva, we had fun. What was that? Was that last month?
It was.
Or was it this month?
It was like 3 weeks ago. I say
Okay.
three, maybe last month.
We had
3-4 weeks ago.
a crazy game night.
We had adult game night.
What was the name of the game that you brought?
The name of the game is Over the Line.
Talk about it. Let's talk
Over
about
the
that.
Line is the best game ever for adult game night. I'm
That
just
shit
gonna
was
put it out there.
crazy.
Okay, so I brought this game and I was like, look, as long as there's no kids around, we can play this. So it's a combination of charades and Pictionary. So either you can act out the card, you pick a card, you can act it out, or you can draw it. But all the cards are like adult themed.
Yes.
Yeah, nasty, kind of like what you could think Cards of Humanity.
Yeah.
The same kind of words. Yes,
Yeah.
everybody loves Cards of Humanity. So the same kind of things that are on those cards is like what these cards are.
I was drawing some cards that I was like, yo, pause. And then
You kept getting the gay cards, right?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was going on, but every card I picked was either racist or gay.
Yes. You got all the racist ones and the gay ones.
I got one that said,
and I got all the sex ones.
She did, because she was just dry humping the hell out of the air. I said, what is she doing? Like, I think there's...
Anna Mays was the one getting all my... She's like, yes. She got it every time.
Anna Mays was good at that damn game.
is.
Man, shout out to Super P. We got to practice, bro, on that. 'cause-
Hey, the girls won.
yeah,
girls
look,
won.
shout out to my wife. She needs practice, too.
She's shy.
She is.
This
she
is not a game for the shy.
No,
It
she's
is
really
not a
shy.
game for the
That
shy.
was so out of her comfort zone.
Yes,
but
poor
she loved
baby.
it.
I know.
At the end of the night, she was like, I had fun, and I was like, that's good. You know, that's the intention. You know, to have fun and good. Well, I don't want to say clean because it really wasn't clean.
No,
but
it was not clean.
I remember drawing a card that said I had to act out a gay black Jewish midget, and I was like, how the hell do I do that?
They do that on purpose. Like every card, you're not gonna be able to do it. They gotta make some of them hard.
Yeah.
So they want to give you some that you just like cannot do. And I think we changed the number of skips because we were like, I think it's only you're supposed to get one skip, but we were like, you gotta have 3 skips.
Yeah, we
Get
gotta
some of
skip
this
3.
shit. But we had the best night. Shout
I
out
loved
to
it.
Cuban Diva, Anime, Super P. and-
Shout out to Anthony for the food, man. He
Yes,
got
and
down.
Anthony, he cooked us some good food. We ate, we drank, we played games.
Oh, we played the other game, the left, right, center. I don't know if you ever played that, but that's a dope game. And Powda took us for all our money.
Me and Animes won 2 rounds. I won 2 rounds.
That's such a fun game because you're putting money in and then you're rolling the dice. And then depending on where it lands, you can either give money to the right, to the left, or to the center.
Yes.
Or if you draw
Or you
just
keep
off
it.
blanks, or you just keep it.
Yeah.
And then I remember me and Anna had a back and forth, like a long back and forth. Where
Yes.
we would roll the dice and it was like nothing. She rolled the dice, nothing. And I was getting mad. And she ended up winning. So shout out to Anna, man.
Yeah, she won 2 rounds and I won 2 rounds.
Yeah, took all our money. I was broke.
It was so fun though.
Nah, it was.
We had a great night.
We got to do it again.
We're doing it again, and I told Cuban next
told
time
me.
my house.
I caught a lot of heat, honestly, because people were like, "How do I get invited to something like that? How do I get to?" I was like, "Wait a minute, hold on." Like, my bad. I don't, but I love the relationship that we all have with each other,
Yes.
and I know you guys have known each other for a long time, and us just haven't met, but honestly, it feels like we've known each other for forever because just of how cool we just are. Even with Anna, that's actually how I met. Anna was through New Wave Click as well.
Oh yeah.
So and then we just got really cool with her and P.
But yeah, that was a fun night.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for that night. And I'll tell you this. When I met you, I felt like immediately like I had known you forever and I didn't know you at all.
Don't put the camera on me. I'm blushing. Like,
You were just so
he's
nice.
gonna do it too.
You just came right up to me. Like, what? Yeah, yo, Powda. What's up, man? Let me give you a shirt. Come over here. You just gave me a shirt and you were so nice to me. And I was like, man, I like this guy.
I like that was the matter of fact, he was there at the crawfish thing that
Yeah, Pub
Hustle
North.
Town did at the Concert Pub North.
Yeah.
They had the women's empowerment thing
And
with
that's what I
Jessica
was there for,
Jeans, and all of you guys were up there, and it was dope to see the women going up there and turning up, and I was just sitting there like, there she goes. I was like, yeah, there she goes. And so and I was like, man, I came up there ready. I had shirts. I said, look, I don't even know what size she is, but I got it. What size are you? I got it.
Yes.
And we took a picture link, and it was just good, just meeting her and chopping it up with her, and just good to see. One thing I loved about that was seeing all the Latinos in there doing their thing. You had the kids inside performing. You had the male rappers killing people on stage. I'll tell a story all the time. I walked by the stage. I was walking inside, and some guy was up there performing, and in the time that I walked from the front of the stage to the inside, he killed about 30 people in that one verse. I'm like, damn, boy, you a killer. But you know that I appreciate the just being real, and again I get that a lot, right? But I'm like, well, I mean, it's just me. That's just the type of person I am, and you can't find anybody that'll say anything negative about me. And if they do, it's a lie,
Right.
Maybe, I don't know, like fact check with me before, but
Hey, but real recognize real.
facts.
And that's what I felt it immediately.
Cuban Diva, same thing. When we met,
Oh, yes, me and her too.
I can tell. That's why y'all were so good at the game, because y'all kicked our ass. I ain't gonna lie. There was a time where I got like 3 or 4, like I acted out a good 3 or 4, and Anthony and P were getting them, and we had caught up, and then they just ran away with it after that. Anna got all the killing and fighting because she was kicking and doing all this and jumping around. Man,
And poor Cuban Diva, she can't draw for shit. She can't draw for shit. But she was trying.
Hey.
This girl drew an elephant and it looked like a turtle.
She drew the shit out that turtle 3 times. The first time we're like, turtle. She's like, turtle, because you can't talk when you're drawing. You can't.
Yeah.
So, like, the girls were like, turtle, like, So then she went up the next round. It was something else. She starts drawing. I was like, and I said, God damn, that looked like a turtle.
Right? And then at the very end, we're all like, what was that? She was like, elephant. Girl, where is the trunk? Where is the trunk?
Oh, she's gonna love this, because even when she started posting the videos like the next day.
Oh yeah, she had a blast with that.
Oh, I was cracking up my damn self, because I was like, we was out there wilding. I was like, I drew a card that said blue balls, pause. So I got the blue marker and drew like a circle, and I was pointing, and then I think P was like, blue. I said, yeah, and then I was like,
Yes.
Oh man, so
I'm telling you have to play that game. Everybody has to get and play that game.
We might do a TDM talk. Oh, what is it? Over the
line.
Over the line edition. We just go play
get
it
on
on the
Amazon.
table here.
Go get you over the line and have you an adult game night.
Well, I just want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart for coming out and doing this. I know we've been trying our schedules always, or it was always something, but I believe that timing is everything, right?
Yes.
So when this comes out, it's like it was meant to come out at its set appointment time.
Because I actually have something to talk about. Like J-Vaz would be like, what you got to talk about? Hey, after I watched Goodfellas, I was watching that. I was like, okay, I'm not going to come drunk. I'm not going to come high. I'm not going to chew gum.
We haven't checked what's in the cup, though, but I mean,
Well, there was whiskey, but I'm still not drunk. I made sure. I was like, I'm not going to do any of these pet peeves. But I'm glad that I came now because I have something to talk about. Because before, I think when I did the J-Vaz show, I don't think I had released anything yet. I think I was about to release Bang Bang. So I hadn't really released anything yet. And we did have a lot to talk about, but still, now I've released 4 singles. There's so much more to talk about, brand new single yesterday. So yeah, perfect timing.
Yeah, for sure. Millie Blunt, you got anything?
It's cool sitting next to you. I'm sitting next to a legend.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Mama, we made it.
That's why I love her, man.
She's
like,
so sweet.
I try to have like-minded people, just fun, energetic people, and we actually got to film some stuff for Latinx Hip Hop, the awards. So I was able to get her and Anna involved, give them a little, hey, look, here's your little start to, we were filming the other day, and I hope she doesn't hear this, but anyway, look, we did ours like in 1 or 2 takes. My dumb ass was looking at the light instead of the camera, and I'm like, that was so unprofessional. I've done this a million times, but the light was, that light sometimes can be so bright that you're like, where's the camera? I don't really see it. But anyway, and Anna, she took like 45 takes. Well, not that many, but but it's one of those where we give opportunities, man. And I'm glad to have them around that are so crucial to me. I always say, man, they're a blessing from God, just like our friendship, the relationship I got even with J-Vaz, all of that. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him reaching out initially, one, to do the interview, and then to be like, hey, bro, I got something I want to run by you. I said, hey, man, let's do it. Him being an OG in the game, and especially in the podcasting game, I'm like, man, I can learn a lot, so that's one thing I always say, never be afraid to learn from or ask questions. Before the last thing, any advice, and I asked this, we interviewed Type Shit earlier, as a female artist, any advice you give to the up and coming female artist?
Well, number one, and I said this, I probably say this in every interview I've done, is make sure that you get your business together. Get your royalty, sign up for your ASCAP, your BMI. Make sure that you get your royalties, your publishing. Make sure you get your publishing too. Not just sign up for royalties, but also your publishing royalties, because that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of artists out there that have no publishing. And that's crazy because somebody getting your money.
Yeah.
You
Somebody
know what I mean?
getting it.
Somebody getting it, and it's not you. And if you're, depending on who you're working with, they could sign up and they could just take your shit because you don't have it.
Yeah.
So make sure you get your royalties and your publishing set up. Make sure you copyright all of your music, copyright your logos, copyright everything. Just make sure you get your business together, because these men, and I hate to say that because you're a man, but these men in the industry are not going to tell you how to do it or what to do. They're going to keep you in the dark, because the more they keep you in the dark, the more they're making your money.
Yep.
So be about your business first. That's my number one advice to everybody. And then two, I would say, when you go out and you do these shows, what I'm seeing with these shows is just people are out there just doing too much. Pick your one or your two best songs and just do that. If you're an up and comer,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Pick your one or your two that you get the best reaction from,
Yeah.
and just do that. Be in and be out, whether it's, you might think it's too quick of a show, but just do that. Do your hot shit, do the best, what you get the best reaction to, just do that.
Make an impact.
Make an impact and be in and be out. It's better to be fast and be in and be out and have people be like, wow, rather than to drag it out and do your whole album out there because you just want to get it out there to people.
Like,
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's what I'm seeing a lot at these shows. I'm like, man, you should have got off like 3 songs ago,
Yeah.
or 2 songs ago. Like, you should have left it at your first hot song when we liked you. Now we're like done with you already.
Yeah, we're not waiting for you to get off.
Yeah, now we're like, when are they gonna be done? So that would be my best 2 things of advice.
I got a question. Aside from, like, life-wise, what is the best piece of advice you've ever gotten?
Life-wise, do what makes you happy.
Mm.
That's the best advice I've ever gotten. Do what makes you happy. Now that I'm getting back into this business, I'm doing it for a whole different reason than when I was doing it before.
Yeah.
And it has made a world of a difference, because now I'm doing it because I love it and I enjoy it and I just want to make music. Do what you love. Then you'll live a happy life.
Yeah. And that's what I love to see, is just, when people are doing what they love, they're always happy. They bring that energy around other people,
Yes.
and it's effective, man. And it can infect other people, with that same energy in a positive way, of course, like, okay, well, I want to be a part of what they got going on, because every time they go, every time we see them, they're having fun. And they're working. We always say that, we're filming and we're like, hey, we're working, but we're having fun. We're over here laughing and just cutting up. We stay a little bit longer than we need to sometimes, but I mean, it's because we don't want to leave. We're like, it's just too much fun.
Yeah.
Any last minute shout outs?
Shout out to Manic Media.
Yeah, shout out to Manic.
Shout out to Manic, man. He has produced my entire album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, Manic is a hidden gem in the city of Houston. I know some of the biggest names have worked with him, but he's kind of old school like us. He doesn't really do too much social media, so he doesn't put himself out there like that. But I mean, he is truly like one of the most talented producers, engineers that I've ever worked with. So shout out to Manic Media. He is the reason that there is an album for Powder to put out right now.
Yeah. I remember when I first met him, I was like, yo, dude, where did you, I think I told him, I was like, bro, where did you come from, bro?
Right.
Like,
Cause he's just this amazing person, like amazing producer. And he's just got these
facts.
badass beats, and he can like, I'll record a song with him and I'll do the song and I'll be happy with it. And then he'll be like, all right, time to mix. And he'll start mixing it, and he will turn it into a whole other song with his mix. It'll sound completely different. He'll start tweaking the beat and doing this and that. And it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
I love him already.
Right? I mean, it sounds like a whole different song now. And he's just amazing like that. So, yeah, big shout out to Manic Media for, helping me through this and getting me through this album. And then I mean, I don't want to forget. I don't want to start going down that road and forgetting people.
Mhm.
But you know, just shout out to the fans. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for showing me so much love.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Seriously,
talking about me.
like, I mean, gosh, I couldn't have asked for a better comeback.
Yeah.
So thank you so much to all the fans out there.
Well, it's amazing to see. I wish you nothing but success,
Thank you.
blessings, peace, and love, and again, much success. And if there's ever anything that we can do as a brand, you know, say the word,
Thank
and
you.
and we got you. So, Benny Blunt, you got any shout outs?
I want to
I better be in it.
shout out
No.
to you.
Yes.
Shout out
I'm
to
like-
David.
Yeah.
Ever since we met, it's all been good. So, you know, we've had the combos.
Yeah.
So, yeah, shout out to you. Always showing love. And
Yes.
shout out to John Guevara and DJ McManny and producer Los.
Dope.
My buddies.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in and watching. Thank you for watching another episode of TDM Talk. If it wasn't for you guys watching the episodes and me seeing the numbers constantly grow, I would still be doing it, but
Because what I
I don't
love.
really be caring about, no, I do. I'm a numbers guy. So I mean,
Yeah.
I religiously watch YouTube Studio, or I'm going to the YouTube. Did I get a new subscriber? I
Right.
go look, so I'm organically trying to grow. But I mean, we're getting there, and I'd rather it be real than me. Because I could have easily went and did but
Yeah.
again, man, thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of TDM Talk. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Share this episode, man. Comment, tell us what your favorite part about it is. I know Cuban Diva gonna be in the comments like,
I
y'all.
know, my girl. I love her.
She shows so much love too, man. She watches
just
everything.
real quick though, wait till y'all hear me and Cuban Diva single.
Ooh.
Ooh, it's going down. That one's a bad one. That's
Man.
a bad one right there. I
I
can't
want to
wait.
be in that video too.
Yes, you will.
Be like fanning y'all like that or something.
I want to be the other one fanning.
be the
too.
other one fanning.
Yes.
Thank you guys, man, for tuning
Thank
in. Make
you.
sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Shout out to my viewers in the UK and Canada that are watching, man. I see it, man. I appreciate the love and support that you guys give. And we are them damn Mexicans.